Hey, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing today, guys? It's Tuesday. It's talk show time. I'm actually here. What in the world's going on? Who knows? I don't know. I've had an amazingly relaxing, chill month. Um, Holy crap. I feel like a whole new person, to be honest. Um, Having said that, hint, hint, I'm actually coming back and doing more streaming to the point where I will be more than likely back tomorrow. Yeah, probably will be back tomorrow. And right now, it's kind of like, what do we dive into? I'm thinking at the moment, because I picked them up over the Steam sale, well, during the Steam sale here, which is still going on, as well as during GDQ, which was awesome this past week. Picked up Infernax and Rift, along with a whole bunch of other games. And you guys so far seem to be sitting there saying, hey, go play, or not Rift, Raft. You guys seem to be saying, hey, go play Raft. I've got it too. We can all do co-op together kind of a thing. So that'll be cool. Probably do some of that tomorrow, actually. Other than that, played a whole bunch of games over the week that, or not week, over the month that I was away, and it's been very, very chill, very relaxing. Green Gob, welcome. How are you doing, Green Gob? Hope things are going well for you today. Glad to see you here, by the way. Tonight is the talk show, as we know, and he's saying he's ready, so let's dive in, shall we? Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Never unmute until I'm like not full screened. Hi, Fredo.
How are you doing?
Excellent. Oh, the store that you had, the Yawning Portal Mini, had a good paint selection for your figs. Oh, no shit. Nice.
Always cool.
Yep. I do. I love figs, man. Like minis, like painting minis and stuff. I just love that shit. Also, so I'm going to start off this way. Not very drunk. This is only three and a half years. This will be the fourth part right here. But my friend Jess came over yesterday because she had a present for me, and I don't know if this is gonna be able to read really well. But it says, "I will outdrink all y'all bitches," and it is neon pink. She found it at a thrift store. She thought of me, and she bought it for me. So I haven't got to use it yet. So I pour in a little bit of fucking Hawaiian Punch, and I can hear, like, in my mind, the timer running down, like, oh, gotta get on stream, Alex, gotta get on stream. So I grab the vodka, and I'm like, huh! And when I did that, huh! It is now, like, 90% vodka, so my answer was just to drop a single ice cube into it. That'll make it better. Thank you. Thank you. So if you guys want recipes, I'll be putting them up on my Twitter, so just, keep an eye out for that.
Splash of Kool-Aid. Hooyah! Vodka.
90% vodka, one singular ice cube. Made from disgusting Florida water if you have it.
Ooh. No, I just have North Carolina water.
Is that good? Is the water there good? No, not so much. All right.
No.
No, our water smells like farts because of all the sulfur.
Okay. Okay. No, we don't have the sulfur fart smell. At least where I am here in the Raleigh Durham area, we just have chlorine smell, and you can especially tell when they then treat, because it's like, oh yep, they just treated today.
When I first moved here, I could smell it so badly that whenever I turn on the water, I could smell sulfur. So I was like showering. I mean, you feel clean because it's warm water or whatever, but I kept thinking that I would smell like eggy farts. So I would walk up to strangers and go, to try to smell their skin because I thought maybe it was going to be just me. Nice. And then I go, I guess it's everybody. You feel clean, right?
That or everyone's nose blind to it.
Right. You're just so inundated in it, you can't smell it. I'm sure as a garbage man, you probably can't smell much garbage anymore.
Yeah, true. Blue Spoons, welcome. How are you doing?
He is doing excellent.
Deep Rock Galactic is humble choice this month. Ooh, nice, very cool, fun game.
Nice.
Doesn't
Yep.
stream the greatest, but still fun game.
Does not stream at all well.
Yeah,
It is not optimized well at all. Funny shit, but it is is optimized poorly. But again, small team, right?
Yeah.
You can't hate on that.
They're,
And
they're doing
they're
good
still
with what
chugging
they've
along,
got. Yeah,
right? And they're still chugging along, making updates and shit. That's awesome.
Yep.
So I, for the life of me, can't remember who went first last time. So
I
you want
think
to go
I
first?
did actually.
Oh shit! All right.
So
You and your fucking non-alcohol riddled brain.
jeez, what the hell am I
Brag.
thinking? Yeah, jeez.
Fucking brag about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Silly
So
me
let's
being
start-
sober.
That is a brag about it. So let's talk about something that I was saying to them earlier. I saw a couple articles where I was like, damn, we're not gonna be able to talk about this shit. So I have like two ones that like I just wanted to talk about.
Mhm.
So this was one of them. Sucker Punch came out in an article, I don't know, like a little bit more than a week ago. And they were asked if they have any plans to work on Infamous or Sly Cooper. And they were like, legitimately, we have no plans. None. So this is
Okay.
something I'd like to talk about for a second.
Yeah. I'll let you lead off.
Okay. So I like Sly Cooper. I do.
Okay.
Aaron and I were having this conversation the other day. I think Sly Cooper's a fantastic franchise. The story is kind of who gives a shit at the end of the day, right? Like, I just don't feel like that matters so much. What I care about is playing a funny raccoon person that has excellent 3D platforming elements. 2 kind of wasn't so good, but like, was it 2 or 3? 3 maybe was the one that I'm thinking of. But the newest one was good. So it feels weird to be like, I don't know, like I guess maybe that's an indictment of 3D platformers not performing well overall. And it's cell shaded, like you can kind of get that anywhere,
Yeah.
But I like the series. But dude, Infamous? I understand that the sandbox genre is definitely slower now because they like dude, like the end of the fucking, 16, 17, 18, 19. There were so many fucking sandboxes. So I kind of understand that, but last time we saw wasn't that weird PS All Stars, right? Like, and that's terrible. Like,
Yep.
So it's a little weird to me to be like Infamous, like 1 and 2 are fantastic. 1's a product of its time. 2,
Okay.
I think is really good. I think 2 is fantastic. Second Son, yeah, okay, changed the protagonist. Maybe shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I think it was still fine. The Louisiana setting was really cool from 2. Nick, I know, I see it. Sorry, there's assholes blowing off fireworks, so he's gonna keep doing that, which is gonna be sweet because it's gonna feel like I have hot breath on my fucking left hip for an hour. But I just think that's crazy. Like that's 2 well-known titles that have been spread out really far apart. You'd think that even just being like, yeah, we're kind of working on Infamous or we're kind of working on Sly, people would be excited and then you could gauge interest.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. And to kind of expand your point there, what was the last 3D platformer that you can think of?
I mean, Odyssey, right off the top of my head.
Odyssey.
Hat in time. What's that shitty one? Ukulele. There's another one.
Okay, yeah. I mean, none, I would say, super recent.
No. But again, I think that might be an indictment of the times.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's what it is. Like, I mean, I think that that genre must be, like, sales for that genre in particular must be slowing because you're right. Companies aren't making them as much.
Yeah. Especially considering how the recent trend within the past at least since COVID started, I would say, if not a little bit before, has been open world.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to open world. Hell, Diablo 4, it's going to open world, and it's like, why?
Because that's just
Everyone else is doing it, so we have to too.
Right,
Yeah, it's like,
that's the new school Jiminy Cockthroat.
Yeah.
It's the new hotness. Like it was sandbox before, and now it's open world.
yeah. I mean, it's like,
And again, who's asking for that?
yeah,
like,
no one,
you know?
no one's really doing it. So
Most Ubi games, it's kind of all they do anymore. Sure. But Ubisoft is, I don't know, like always 4 years behind trends. You know, like so it doesn't surprise me that Ubi would be. Yeah, I don't know.
well, that and the simple fact of Ubisoft is basically, here, we're just going to slap Assassin's Creed on this polished piece of turd and you'll buy it anyways.
Right. It's not 3D platforming. Like so if your name is Mario, you can still make a third person because you're fucking Mario.
Yeah.
But it must be
that,
slowing.
Yeah.
Like,
unfortunately, which is really sad because,
yeah.
I mean, hell, I've never even played any of the Sly Cooper games, but I can guarantee you that if they had said, yes, we're working on a new Sly Cooper or a new Infamous game, it'd be like, oh, hey, this is going to be actually kind of interesting to check out with all the new advances in technology and things like that. It's like, yeah, that would definitely be very cool to check out.
Honestly, like for me, of those two, as much as I like Sly, if I was like, hey, here's $60, you could choose one or the other, I'd probably choose Infamous. Like especially like PS5, Xbox Series S like level of like graphics and particle effects, because it's like really based on like the movement and traversal of a city, which is always super fun, like prototype, esque stuff, like Spider-Man kind of thing.
Yeah.
It brings joy in between the monotony of a sandbox, like the original Crackdown. There's another good example.
Yep.
So it's just crazy to me that they like, yeah, we're just shelving this shit. It's like, actually, here's an Ubisoft throwback. It's like Ubisoft shelving Splinter Cell, where I'm like, really? This is a AAA fucking name you have, and you haven't done anything in 12 years with this.
Part of that, Tom Clancy passed away.
He passed away in 2016. There's been a bunch of fucking games. I'm assuming Ubisoft probably has to like pay the bill for the speaker that they have to put above his grave, blasting Stars and Stripes down.
Well, I would also imagine that he was part of the like, hey, we're developing the story here. So
oh yeah, no, he stopped doing that. He stopped doing that years and years and years ago. Years and years. The Division was the closest thing, and that was based on a book that he wrote in the like mid 90s. Okay. That was the last one. I think it's just it's name brand recognition and what genres are hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with indies taking over so hard,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because realistically, right now, when it comes to titles coming out in the foreseeable future, nothing that's like AAA that I can think of right off the top of my head really gets me excited.
Oh yeah,
I would rather sit there and be like, oh hey, here's this unknown indie game that just popped out of nowhere. Hey, let's check it out.
Yeah, I played Sucker for Love today.
Yeah, that was actually really kind of cool.
It's really cool. It's genuinely awesome. I went and I picked a couple more. So I have some real bangers coming up the streams this next couple of weeks, cool. Which I'm really excited about. But yeah, like because again, $60 for like a mediocre AAA title? No.
Yeah.
Like how many more Outlanders can I possibly play? Like, just pass. Like, stop spending $65 billion to make one game that ends up doing meh in sales, and split it into 2 games, 3 games that actually have heart and depth. Like, and you'll start making your money back. Yep. You remember when Electronic Arts was called Electronic Arts? Electronic Arts, not EA.
Yep.
Like, that kind of thing.
That was way back in, I would say, beginning of Super Nintendo era.
Right. It was the 90s. It was the 90s.
Because I can still remember the whole thing spelled out across the screen too.
Yep. And then they went to that weird one where it was like in that weird lettering and it was kind of like this.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And then all of a sudden it was EA and
It's like,
no more
oh,
arts.
hey, yeah, yeah.
No more arts. We don't need that. We don't need that word
Yep.
anymore.
Nope, don't need that.
Anyways, I just wanted to bring it up because I thought that was crazy. But yeah,
Rockstar
Yeah.
killed Red Dead Remaster and GTA.
we're gonna
4
talk about that. We're gonna
Okay.
talk about that too. We're
Okay.
gonna talk about that too. I got
Blue,
that on the
Blue
list.
just mentioned that in
Blue,
chat.
Blue, don't worry about it, baby. I got your back.
Okay.
Like, I got your back, baby.
Yeah, most of the stories I've got are from 2 weeks ago. So, oh well.
No, I picked up the slack.
Yeah.
I didn't put on deodorant when I got out of the shower. That was stupid.
Oh no, not that.
Well, I mean,
Good thing it's
Well,
not
you-
smell-o-vision.
yeah, and it's like, who am I upsetting? The dog? No, come on. He eats turds.
All right. So shall I go here?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be fun. We haven't had enough fun ragging on Blizzard and Diablo Immortal, so hey, we're this one's going by fast. Apparently, people. Well, two things here. One, I misspoke before. Instead of it being a 0.1 on Metacritic, it's actually a 0.3.
Yeah.
It's slightly worse. It's slightly better than the bottom of the barrel. But yeah, it's the scum on the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that's scum on. It's like, have you ever seen a dog turd that turns white?
Ugh, no.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
as opposed to the hot dog shit, it's that gross one where you go, ew, why does that happen?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, this is the simple fact of people have gone back and recrunched numbers with what they're actually seeing and not what the code theoretically says they should be seeing. They've gone back and crunched the actual numbers now of the behavior. Their estimate of you needing to pay at least 100,000 is way off.
Okay.
To max out one character, keep in mind,
Okay.
we're actually talking over 500,000.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Who
That
do they
is-
think is playing this game? Fucking Mr. Monopoly?
Apparently,
Like,
it's like Blizzard. You guys. What's funny is, and I forget the website. They actually had, it's kind of in the same veins as far as like what the website does as like Icy Veins. They host the greatest PvP builds for whatever you're looking for WoW and like that, so you can quickly readjust how your character is built and gear wise. But they were also putting guides up for what to do in the game. And they've come forward and said, yeah, we're pulling the whole Diablo Immortal branch from our website. Not just
Whoa.
making it inactive. We're literally taking everything down. We do
Whoa.
not feel that it is the right thing to leave that up with how predatory this game is. They played it back when it was a alpha tech at the time, and they were like, hey, this is looking good. There are some issues technically, but it's looking good for release like right now. And the more time went by, none of this predatory things that they saw that are in the game now, they saw. So it's like, what the fuck did you guys do? You had something that was playable and looked good.
yeah,
But
I
now
know.
it's
But then 6,000 marketing shit lords and the higher ups kept going more.
Yep.
More. That scene from fucking the end of the second to last fucking Star Wars movie. More. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just firing lasers. Like, ugh, God, dude.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that's fucking terrible.
So fuck Blizzard.
Well, that could be the secondary like title of this show. Smarter than AI. Fuck Blizzard.
Well,
so-
that could be the title of any show video game related within the past
certainly
year
could
and a half.
be. Yeah, that is true. So, do we want to talk about this remake since Blue brought it up?
Well, to me, it's news because I haven't even seen
Well,
any
that's
of
good.
it. So
Good considering the show is
Yeah,
news
yeah,
and drinking.
yeah.
So I actually have like two little things that I just kind of grouped together for
Okay.
remakes. Um, so do you remember the GTA trilogy debacle that we talked about like, months ago with the Cum Rain
Yeah.
and just the terrible everything, and it bombed so hard that they had to like put the originals back out and go, "Ugh, sorry, we fucked that up." Because you shouldn't have fucking let like a mobile developer do all your porting. So, that game sucked so fucking hard and failed so hard that it sucked fun out of the future because Rockstar had plans to do Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4 remastered, and because of the fucking shit show that was the GTA trilogy remaster, they shelved it. That is amazing. That is an amazing way to fail. Like, you failed so bad that you like looked into the future and went, we can't have that happen again. Just shelve it. Let's just move on. Just stop asking questions. Just move on. Like, that is so funny to me. But at the same time, you know what? Okay, maybe not GTA 4. Not exactly my favorite Grand Theft Auto. But Red Dead,
Oh
like
yeah.
a fancied up Red Dead, like original one. John Marston is a great character. I would probably have picked that up 30-40 bucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Like, I got your back there. I just can't believe that. Like, why wouldn't they go, okay, that fucking failed so hard. Let's maybe reassess and give it to a smaller Rockstar studio and not just try to whore it out to some third party company, because that's what they were thinking.
Yeah.
They were thinking, and by the way, not to be this guy, but dude, fucking Grand Theft Auto Online has made them a dragon's
Oh
hoard
god.
worth of
Yeah.
money. Like, so what? You're just being so fucking cheap that you don't want to like let a studio that's actually fucking competent work on this. Like, what are you doing with all this money? And the official release said, "Oh, we're just focusing completely on Grand Theft Auto 6." Now, I can completely understand that. Keeping focus is a good thing, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
especially with the GTA series. Look at how much Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't know if you know, but if you count all of the money between the production cost, the marketing, and the associated production costs of the title, it cost them $500 million to make that one game. Dude, that's the highest number that's ever come up so far in gaming. So that is it is. Trust me. Google it later. Trust me.
I was gonna say how much did Duke Nukem Forever cost?
Probably 9 cents. 9 cents. And then when it was moved over to fucking 2K, they threw like 15 more cents on it, and they were like, all right, so 26 cents. That should be enough. But like, that is so crazy to me. So you had one epically bad failure, and then you're just like, that's it. We quit. Like, man, there has to be so many studios that like Rockstar owns, like, that you could just throw this to and go, take your time. Nobody's like chomping at the bit for these re-releases. If you didn't mention it to us, we wouldn't have even fucking known that this had happened.
Yeah.
So you could have just taken your time, given a small team, a year, 2, 3, who gives a shit? No one publicly knows. And just to come out publicly and be like, that trilogy was so bad, right? All right, well, we're just not doing these good games that anybody gives a shit about. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Any bet?
It definitely sucks because it's like, one, why would they choose a company that mainly does mobiles?
Okay, but that's the old conversation. Let's not have that. Let's not recycle that conversation.
Well.
I'm just talking about this in particular. Like, that to me just feels
Really,
short-sighted.
yes, very much.
Like, right? That's what I think it is. I think it's just short-sighted and not a little bit greedy. Because again, what are you doing with all this fucking money? Like, I'm assuming that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to cost $600 million. They're just going by the number value. So when 7
probably
comes out, it's going to be 700 million.
million.
Yep. That's my assumption. Any bets on they may pull a Nintendo with Prime, Metroid Prime pulled away from a third-party developer and may restart internally? Maybe, but what they had said from this little blurb that they put out was that they shelved them. Shelved. Meaning what work had been done, we're just putting on a shelf. And by the way, shelved is code for you ain't seeing this
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Not anytime soon, that's for sure.
Right. Okay, so now we're done with that. Let me do the last little remake thing that I wanted to talk about real quick. Lollipop Chainsaw. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I've never played it. I think I've seen like 2 screenshots.
I love Lollipop Chainsaw. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Suda 5-1. I think Grasshopper is a really good studio, even though they do some really bad shit. But I really like that game. Jessica Negri, I think she did a fantastic job. And I just really like that game. I think it's cute. I think it's adorable. They announced like a week or two ago that they are doing a Lollipop Chainsaw remake, and it's going to be coming out in 2023. Daragami Games is going to be assisting. Thank you for saying assisting to Grasshopper to make this happen.
Very cool.
That's fine. You're bringing in a third party company, but you are also keeping the original makers involved with the project.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I want to see this. And it's not like fucking Lollipop Chainsaw lit the world on fire.
Oh, it didn't? Oh, wow.
It didn't. But I bought it day one. I bought it day one. I love it. I don't know. The main character's adorable. I don't know. If you're interested in that kind of thing, and if you liked Lollipop Chainsaw, we're gonna get a remake and next year. So I think that's cool.
Interesting. It'd definitely be interesting.
Yep. All right, now I'm done. Sorry, I just had to I had to bring it up. I love Lollipop Chainsaw.
That's fine, dude. That's fine, man. That's what this show's all about. Talking about video game news and all sorts of fun things like that, including probably the biggest thing to shake up I guess an E3 announcement ever. Hideo Kojima. I hope everybody knows who Hideo Kojima is. I hope.
I mean, if you're watching this show, you probably know who that man is. Yeah. But if you don't, he made Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
He made PT.
He's the brainchild behind all that.
He's an auteur.
Yes. Now he has left. Was it Konami? And,
that was years ago.
And made his own studio.
Foxhound.
Foxhound Studio, and not just to do video games. It is a multimedia studio by definition. Legal. Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
So that'll be interesting. The news I have isn't based on that. It's based on Kojima coming out during the Xbox Bethesda E3 thing, saying he is working on a Xbox exclusive.
We talked about this.
Maybe pre-show, but not just on the show. We didn't talk about it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
I think it was
last time
just the pre-show.
All right, fair enough. But go
ahead. Which is really funny considering, honestly, it's like sitting here saying that
name doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Whoa, you've been hiding under a rock.
that was Jake. I don't know who that is.
But basically what's going on right now as far as the big shakeup around this is Sony fanboys are so upset about this. They're like, oh my god, he's leaving Sony, he's disgracing Sony. No. He said he's making a game. He's not leaving them completely.
And not only that, the last one that he did was Death Stranding. And by the way, all you fanboys didn't like it so much.
Yeah.
Before that, he did Metal Gear Solid 5, which was multi-platform. And Ground Zeroes, also multi-platform. So literally, you're talking about 10 plus 15 almost years in the past.
Yep.
The last Sony exclusive that he did was Death Stranding, which is also on PC, by the way. And then going all the way back to fucking Metal Gear Solid 4. So,
yep.
But Sony kids are real sad right now. Like
Oh,
they're just sad.
Hold that thought of they're really sad because it gets worse.
Right. Go ahead.
They have actually gone as far as sitting here going to change.org.
Oh my God.
And
God.
I am not kidding. There
All
are
right, I'm gonna make a new one on change.org. I'm sick of gravity. Let's get 20,000 signatures to get rid of gravity. I'm sick of it.
Yep.
This is bullshit. Oh my God, dude.
Here's what's really sad is the simple fact of I first looked at this change.org petition over 2 weeks ago, and it had 1,897 signatures on it.
Okay.
There are 1,897 signatures still on it.
See, this is the problem.
Zero in 2 weeks.
See, and this is the problem when, in my humble opinion, this is my problem when things get to a point where it's sad. Like, and I actually have a delightful little fucking segue to my next story, but it's like one of those things. Like, dude, really? Like, this is the hill you're gonna die on? Like. You don't care about climate change or the fact that we can't have abortions in this country right now. Like, what you're gonna fucking like bitch about is Kojima not being like, who gives a fuck, man? Like, wow, 1,800 people though. Those dudes don't have much lives.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that's real bad. That's upsettingly bad.
Yes,
like that is upsettingly bad. So I am going to move this directly into my next one. Nope, that's not that. Wait, what the hell were we just talking about?
Kojima.
Kojima.
Here it is. Okay. And the 1900s sad Sony bad boys.
sad boys. I know a couple of emo kids that should get sad boys tattoos. Like, and then like it should be like right underneath it or above it, like is the PlayStation logo. Oh, sorry, kids. We live in a fucking universe now where I'm sorry, like exclusives don't matter, and if you're gonna have to make up $500 million worth of fucking revenue, you got to put them on everything. Like, you know, unless that company like that is going to make it exclusive is going to give you, let's call it $400 million of that, you're just not going to make your money back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not to be that numbers nerd, but to totally be that numbers nerd. So this is very cute, and I find this to be very heartwarming and endearing, but it does share a similar thread. Follow my logic here. According to Business Insider, an investor into Nintendo, he ended up spending about 5.6 million yen or 40,000 USD to buy 100 shares of Nintendo stock, so that he could. Right, I love this story too. I think this is great.
Yep.
So that he could talk to the board during their board meeting. And this is the other thing that I thought was actually kind of crazy and very cute. He sold enough money from other companies so that other stocks so that he could buy into this Nintendo board meeting conference.
Yep.
So he didn't give his name, but he goes by the Twitter handle of Memoji. And he describes himself as a diehard fan. And this is what I'm gonna start with, is his quote. I have been playing Nintendo games since I was a child. And this was to Business Insider. Among them, I can't get enough of the sense of speed, as in F-Zero. Because F-Zero is a fast game. You do feel like you're going real fucking fast, even on the Super Nintendo. So he bought 100 shares so that he could just get into this call. I think that is so wholesome and adorable to have this guy go out of his way to spend $40,000 so that he could talk to the board and just ask, like, hey, do we have any plans for F-Zero? That is fucking adorable.
Yep.
Like, that is so cute. So, So there's some other interesting business shit too that goes along with this. So while he had purchased enough shares to get in the door, he wasn't guaranteed to get his question.
Okay.
Interesting. So, because like this is the shit that I love, and this is why like 8 people like our show and no one else. But I like this. I like this vertical slice of the business side of it. So he was told that doesn't necessarily mean so. Asking a question was a bonus, and Nintendo later confirmed with Business Insider that 100 or more shares are needed to access these annual shareholders meetings. But that doesn't necessarily mean you get to be on the phone and ask a question to them. There's basically like, if you have 100 shares, there's like a raffle, basically, to see if you can talk.
So Nintendo is adopting the pay to win.
Or at least the pay to hear.
Yeah. Pay to be heard.
Right. So the current president of Nintendo Japan, I'm just going to read the quote, said this to Business Insider. It is realistically difficult to develop new titles, remakes, including sequels for every Nintendo game that people request. Fukuhara. So that's the current head of Nintendo Japan. Furukawa said via translation, but Memoji verified that he also said, but we are very grateful and appreciate the expectations our fans have for our games. As much as we know that Nintendo is not the family-friendly image that they maintain, I think this was a nice way of Fukukawa saying, you know, if we made F-Zero, it'd be for you, and you spent $40,000. So thanks, but no.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting that vibe of this story being like, hey, I can sit at the big table. Oh, I'm at the big table now. Smack.
Yeah, right. The big table. And then they went, yeah, I mean, but you can go. Like, you can come up and you can talk to the adults, like during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like somebody coming from the little table and coming over and going, Mom, look at this. I made this. And they go, oh, it's so good. Okay, now go sit down and talk to your cousins, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The big kids are talking.
Yep.
Like, but at least that was, polite, I suppose.
True. The thing I find funny though is they're sitting there saying how we can't just churn out a game for every franchise that our fans like.
Right.
Yes, you're right, because that would take time away from making the yearly Mario game and Mario/Link game. Take time away from that.
I mean, legitimately, think about this. How long did it take us to get another 2D Metroid game?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. Legitimately, Dread came out last year.
And the one before that was I was almost going to say Super Metroid, but you're right, Fusion. Yeah.
So, and that's a mainline title.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think of Nintendo, you usually think of Mario, Zelda, Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're asking for not even like a D tier, but I do really love the fact that but here's my okay, all right. Now I have to put on my Alex Indy pants. He wasn't saying I would like a triple A or fucking F-Zero. What he was saying was, are there any plans to make an F-Zero?
Right.
Again, we're talking about a company that sits on exorbitant amount of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me you couldn't give a team, I'm picking a number, 10 million, 15 million to make a new school version of, and you could even do it graphically like the Super Nintendo?
Yep.
Like, are you kidding me? That would take, do me a favor, Google how much F-Zero, the original F-Zero, cost to make, and see if there is even an answer. But I can't imagine that in 1995 F-Zero's budget was anything even close to probably $2 million. And like, you couldn't just like make this, you could spin this to be an amazing move for Nintendo. You know what? This guy spent $40,000. He got his lucky ticket. He gets to come on the fucking call. You know what? Fuck it. Like, the problem is that there's so many people involved in the red tape process of we're okay, we're gonna give $2 million to this project. But like, dude, give me a fucking break, Nintendo. You're Nintendo. You could easily spend $2 million and lose it completely. Like,
And sit there and be like, oh, we lost a little bit of pocket change.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen Donkey Konga. Like, you know what I'm saying? That exactly wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that I think good, and especially Nintendo. Now, granted, we talk about this shit all the time, and I know that most people think of them as a great, wholesome company. But like, dude, you could buy back Goodwill for like $2 million. Like, how much positive press is worth that $2 million? I 100% think that would be worth it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, like, I'm doing the Googling as
far as... No. I'm right. Sorry.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying. And no, like, I can't find a number.
Okay, that's fair. I kind of knew that was going to be hard. Back in the day, those numbers were very hard to find.
Yeah.
But like, that's so crazy to me. $2 million. Give him $2 million. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Put it out on fucking, like, anything. Put it on the fucking, Nintendo eShop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares?
And like, I mean, like you said, it doesn't have to be a huge AAA full-blown $60 title. No. Even if you just made it as like, oh, hey, here's like 10 tracks.
Right.
It's just a short little boop, 2 cups, there you go. You're done.
Even if it was a mega mix of like, here's the one from the 64, here's some from the original, go. Yeah. Like I don't think you don't even need to bring 3D models into it if you didn't want to. If you felt it was cheaper, fine, do the 3D models. Like, like you could just gussy it up with good. You could gussy it up with good intention, positive press, and modes. Put it online. Done. Like, that you can steal that infrastructure from 1,000,001 games you already have.
Oh yeah, easily.
I don't know, crazy to me. But again, this is why I'm a broke piece of shit, because I champion the little guy, and that's why I'll never be a fucking CEO of a company. Well, except for my own company, but okay, I'm never a CEO of a successful company because I actually think of the people that I'm trying to provide products for. True. And I look good in a suit, but. Not enough.
You just never wear one, though.
I mean, I do. It's got to... No, I don't.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I have a suit, too. How many times have you actually seen me in a suit?
Right. Funerals and weddings.
Yeah.
Making me think that I did the best of with the Mario Party, and we don't even have any DLC. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the thing. That is bizarre to me. You're fucking Nintendo, and you don't do these small, cheap things that would keep us going. Good shit. Like, yeah, it's terrible. You keep shutting down all these fucking YouTube streams.
Fan-made stuff and YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Like, but like, win back some tiny amount of goodwill, you pieces of shit.
Nope. Don't want to do that.
No. $2 million is not enough.
This is why young kids start on Nintendo and then they leave in their teens. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but not very many of them.
Unfortunately,
even me, like I have a Switch,
yep.
Because where are you gonna go? They are the heroin dealer with the best heroin.
Yep.
If you really want true happiness while you're playing it, Mario will always make you smile. It will just it's what it does. Like, too busy. Playing. Jake is playing Mario Odyssey right this second. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they manufacture joy. They just sell it like fucking monsters.
Yeah.
Like, and this dude spent $40,000 of his own money, and you could have been like, you know what? Let's make it. You know what? Here, I bet. Talking myself out of this a little bit, but I bet that the thought was, if we do this one time, and it's like a special thing, that
People are going to see this as, hey, come to us with requests and we'll just make it.
$40,000 can get me a request.
Yep.
Ugh.
Which, as much as I hate to say that, and I totally agree with you on this, yes, the board, their best interest is to make money for the investors. But at the same point in time, when the market you're catering to is sitting there saying, we want this, and you're giving us that.
Right.
You got a problem.
Right. I mean, but like, look at the Prime series, right?
Yeah.
They did the first 3,
and
they've been announcing Prime 4 for, let's call it 5 years, 6,
something
like
at
this point.
Yeah.
Like, God bless, dude. They just like have no concept because they don't care and they don't have to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't have to give a shit. They can work on whatever they want to work on. For the most part, when it drops, it's gonna fucking make bank.
Yep.
You know, like that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, mainly because the simple fact of they have an ironclad death grip on everything they release. Because where are you gonna get it?
Right. They have nostalgia. Right. They have your nostalgia literally in a tote bag with a little zippy cord. And that's from when you were a kid. You're never not gonna fucking go, dude, yeah, Ocarina of Time's fucking Link to the Past for me. Fucking Wind Waker. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have these properties that are tied so indelibly into who we are as gamers, and they know that. They fucking know it. That's like, you know what my favorite thing used to be? Dating a hot girl who didn't know she was hot. Nintendo is a hot girl who knows she's hot.
Yeah, and unfortunately will abuse it any chance possible.
Just like, yep, exactly. Like, yeah. That is some sociopathic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very much, yeah.
Suck this. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So that's the end of that. Go for it.
Let's see here. Do I have one to rant on Nintendo as well, or no? I don't. Actually, no. You know what? It is. Haha, I found it. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Good game, yes?
Yeah, sure. It's fine.
Okay. It apparently did good enough that everyone was like, oh, hey, we want a sequel. They got a sequel.
Yep.
Now it comes down to the meat of the story. This bitch. Everybody is porting every single goddamn game to this bitch. Well,
hey, baby.
Here's the fun thing. KOTOR 2 did get ported. There was a recent patch that basically made the game unplayable. You cannot beat it. Legitimately cannot beat it.
How the fuck did that work? What is it, a bug?
Yeah. Oh. It's basically a bug. You get about halfway through the main story of the game, go to a certain planet, and in that cutscene, it just flat out crashes and goes back to the dashboard.
Look, I never want to fucking talk shit about our fucking, like, QA brethren. You know what I'm saying? You and I both grew up in that field. I fucking had to work my fucking ass off to get out of that field. So I never want to talk shit about shit. Jake works in fucking QA, dude. Like, I never want to talk shit about us. Like, because we're a linchpin of getting video games out there.
Yeah. But there are just some things.
Not good. That's not good. That's not good. So I guess they had like what, 2 guys, especially because like it was a main line.
Yeah, it's the main story quest. Apparently, when you get to what planet was it again?
I mean, so that means I would assume that maybe this bug appears on retail. Oh, all right, I'm going to spin this because I'm the king of spin. I'm hoping that this didn't happen on dev kits and they didn't check retail kits. Just agree with me so we can look good still.
Honestly, I don't know. The article didn't mention anything about that. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The articles. There were 3 different articles I found on this. None of them mentioned dev kit versus retail kit.
Dude, I could fill so many jobs in the video game industry. That means now
Oh yeah.
I have asked a question that a fucking video game journalist hasn't fucking asked.
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
because
Mhm.
chaps my ass.
Oh, I totally hear you, dude. I totally hear you. But apparently, upon getting to the Onderon planet, the cutscene plays of you crashing on the planet and whatever, and then the game crashes. Just boop, that's it. Meanwhile, Aspyr, the company that was responsible for porting the game over to the Switch, has come out officially and said, okay, guys, don't get pissed at us. We've got a workaround for you. Click the thumbstick 3 times. That'll open up the dev cheat window. And then just tell it to teleport you to a certain location past the cutscene. And by the way, things at that point are going to get weird because
wonky.
The game is still sitting here thinking you haven't played that cutscene, so good luck.
Well, it's also fucking that's also crazy for another reason, because you left a dev feature in.
Yeah, apparently
Holy shit, dude! If that happened at EA, they would fire somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably 2 somebodies. Like, to be frank. Jake just said, won't lie, there have been many games lately where I know it's probably the higher ups rushing the QA teams. Don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
But this is like, if it was a side quest, I could agree with that. Right.
That's thing.
This is mainline shit. This
you
is
have
main
to go through
storyline.
this.
Yeah. You must complete this.
Yeah.
And also, I would say this, fuck, let's put this back on Nintendo. That means it went through Nintendo QA too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Every game that gets put on a fucking console, they have their own individual, we're going to check this and make sure that it's not fucked up. Yep. So somebody's committing seppuku or getting a finger chopped off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
But the will patch it attitude. Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Aspyr has come out and said that, yes, we are aware of this. Here is this workaround for you guys until Nintendo actually accepts our patch to fix this issue. Because apparently the Nintendo patching process is notoriously slow. Like,
they are.
You could literally walk around the world a couple of times and you still might beat the patch being released. Yeah. That's how slow they are.
Yeah, because they're very anal retentive. That's one of the reasons why EA on the Wii U, when Nintendo announced the Wii U, EA was like, yeah, we're not doing that again. Their certification is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And for anybody who doesn't know, certification is that. You give either Steam or fucking PlayStation or Xbox, or in this case Nintendo, a build, and they have to approve it.
Yep.
And that's what certification is. So the fact that like Nintendo didn't catch that, and the slow turnaround, yikes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
But it was a QA rush job. I wouldn't say it was a QA rush job. It was more of the higher ups rushing the QA to get it done. That's what I would say.
And Jake's probably right, to be honest. It was probably we'll patch it. Day 1 patch, no problem. Like, whatever. But they forgot that Nintendo is slow as shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you did that shit on Xbox or PlayStation, I don't know how many submissions you've gone through. Xbox and PlayStation, when it's a patch, they're like, oh, I'm good enough. Like, they don't give a shit about patches. They check like nothing. But if it's somebody like Nintendo, they're going to fine tooth comb it. That's what makes me so annoyed that their main line didn't catch that during certification. So what? You just didn't play to the end of the game? What?
Apparently. Green Gob is sitting here saying that didn't that happen on a Zelda game? And it's like, oh my god, if that happened on a Zelda game, yeah, someone's already dead for that one.
Yeah, or lost their career and they ain't coming back.
Yeah, no shit. Because apparently he kind of remembers that happening at a press meeting where the person did things out of order, and they were just like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll have it patched. It's like, oh, that person's
I do
dead.
remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. And especially yeah, for such a fastidious group
Yeah,
as the Japanese are, yeah, that's so bizarre that that could just slip through the cracks, if
yeah,
that makes any sense, you know?
yep.
Um,
And as far as
so
doing things out of order in games, I'll be honest, that's like a speedrunner's lifeblood right there.
and that means you're breaking,
Yeah,
like, what do they call it?
sequence
What is it?
breaking.
There we go. Um, hey, people are gonna find that shit.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, people are gonna find that shit. Like, I don't care how good you are as a tester, and I don't care how many testers there are. There's always gonna be shit like that. Um,
How many
eh,
hours into the RPG into Coder 2 was it? If I remember correctly, the article said it was halfway through the main storyline.
which means, and now, granted, that is a big game, to be fair, but
Right.
here's the problem with a long title: the end does not nearly get as well tested as the beginning.
True.
Every game, when it's a Skyrim Elder Scrolls esque thing, the beginning's always clean,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like the beginning, like a huge RPG, the beginning's always clean.
Hmm.
But after a while, motherfuckers don't want to run through 80 hours. And so it just gets worse and worse, and more
Hmm.
bugs start popping up because, it's impossible. Because, again, um, a new build comes out, you have to start from scratch. You have to erase all your previous data, and you have to start from scratch. That's how it was at EA, at any rate, and Pandemic, and because I only really worked for 3 different companies.
I
Me
will
Too
say
at
that was the
launch,
same way at Funcom, except with the caveat: the QA team ourselves, we developed scripts, so that way it
huge
was
fast
like,
track.
okay, hey, to jump to like halfway through the main campaign, set flags X, Y, and Z,
Right,
and
right.
that way
But
the
even
game
that,
will think you've done
right.
everything leading up to that.
But even that, technically, the reason EA never did it is because that's not actually how the game is going to truly run, because there could be something wrong with the scripting, like, you know what I'm
True,
saying? Like,
true.
which is why EA was so fastidious
Mhm.
about it. And I would use another word for that, anal.
Yeah.
Like the other word I would use for that. Um, but
I
yeah,
also will give Funcom the out on this though, in that they do MMOs.
right. And
So
God, oh, good
get a
Lord.
new build, test this endgame thing. Oh, by the way, wipe out all your characters and start from scratch.
Right.
No script.
So, or like, how would you like me to do that? Spend 60 hours, so a week and a half
Yeah,
of me like starting from scratch?
to
Yeah,
test
no,
this bug
fucking
fix. Yeah, no,
right.
don't think so.
Hard pass.
Yeah,
Hard pass.
yeah,
But that's the reality of game development, right?
yeah.
Is
It
that
is.
like it's just it's hard to see those problems. But fact of the matter is, this is main storyline halfway through. Like,
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
I don't want to harp on it, but like, come on, man.
Hmm.
Like, what everyone in Nintendo was like, we got 40 hours.
Yeah.
Like, good enough. Actually, KOTOR I think is like 60, so 30 hours, and then
Yeah.
everyone was like, like, and again, we're not counting side content. We're
Yep. True.
talking, so, yeah, it's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. All right, so, um, a little bit of a bummer drummer one? Or no, you know what? I'll give you that one because wait, don't you have less than I do story number
I have
wise,
more
or
than
do you
you
have
do.
more? Okay, okay. Then I'm gonna do this one. Um, so it's not really a bummer drummer, but it kind of is a bummer drummer because you hate to see people who dedicate their lives to gaming and the gaming industry, um, who get shafted. So, long and short of it is, Niantic ended up cutting
Mm.
85 to 90 jobs, um, and canceled 4 in development titles. There's a couple of things before I even get to like my actual data bullshit. Niantic made Pokemon Go in 2016, giving
Mhm.
us possibly one of the funnest summers of all time. So let's start there. Like
Yep.
I think that was such a good time. I think that the the amount of like fun community interaction alone, we should give them a huge pass. Because seriously, like, and no one had ever done an AR game that well at
Yeah,
that point.
yeah, exactly.
Um, I think that like, and have I ever told this story before on stream about me, my girlfriend, Weber, his girlfriend, Chad. We were walking around. So we have a Pokemon stop on the other side of the um it's basically it's graveyard. It's like on a fence. So
Mhm.
we have to walk like this to get there. And there's a gym like less than 35 feet past that. So we would very often, if something popped up on the graveyard or near the graveyard, or even if we just needed to go and pick up more Pokeballs, we would leave, we get loaded, hang out, and then go, fuck it, spend 10 more minutes, let's go. We'll, walk back and walk back around. Um, we met like a girl. She was, I'm not very good at young people's age. I don't know. Let's call it 14, 15, 16. I have no fucking clue.
Mhm.
But she was walking by herself and it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Ooh.
And since we already had a couple of girls with us, the girls went up and were like, hey, so are you playing Pokemon Go? 'Cause she was holding her phone and like, and she was like, yeah, I was going to go to the graveyard. And they were like, hey, do you want to come with us? Like,
Safety in numbers.
legitimately,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and she was very sweet, and we went and we did our Pokemon thing, and we walked her to where her street was, and we were like, hey, just make sure, don't just be roaming around at night,
Right, right.
like
Think safety.
humanity.
Yeah.
Right. And I know you're young and you think that like, whatever, but that memory has stuck with me since then.
Mhm.
I think that's like one of the greatest things, right? Like we came together as like a group of fans of a game and we were just looking out for this random person. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
So that makes me kind of have nostalgia for Pokemon Go. Um, so they had to cut 85 to 90 jobs, and they canceled 4 in development games. Now, before I go to the next part, remember that 2019 came around, and so you made Pokemon Go a absolute banger of a game that literally did make 2016 super fun for everybody. That
Oh
was
yeah.
a huge thing,
Yep.
right? But in 2019, they also released Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Didn't exactly light the world on fire. Got shut down. Actually, I think we even talked about it on the show last year. I
I believe
think
so, yeah.
is when we talked about it. Um, or was it? It could have been this year. Anyways,
Mm.
um, and then Niantic fucked up a Pikmin um mobile port.
Yep.
I don't know. That seems weird, but whatever. Um, and Catan. How the fuck do you even fuck up Catan on mobile?
Who
That's a board
knows?
game,
Yeah.
right? Like, but again, okay, fine. So they have been struggling to find relevancy ever since Pokemon,
Mhm.
really,
Yep.
right? Um, so whatever. But here's when you start to lose me. Okay, they canceled 4 games also in this sprint. So they fired like 90 people. That's lame, but I get it. Your company's having a tough time like financially. I mean, at the same time, motherfucker, you make Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
how fucking
Yeah.
like what? You're so broke? Like get fucked. Anyways, so these 4 games that were in development included Hamlet, a planned collaboration between Niantic and theater company Punch Drunk, and Blue Sky and Snowball. So we don't know a lot about this. All we know is that right now, those are 3 names that are games that got canceled. I am assuming that Punch Drunk, Blue Sky, and Snowball are all code names. Whenever you're producing something, you usually don't say exactly what you're
Right.
working on. You give it a code name just in
Yeah.
case shit leaks.
Yeah.
But here was the one where I got mad. Here's the one where I got mad. A Transformers AR spinoff announced last year called Heavy Metal. You fucking bastards. Are you kidding me? How cool would a Transformers AR game be? Like they're like as soon as I read this, I was like, "Oh man, I can think of like 60 ways that like this would be cool. Like to have Transformers. Think about it this way. And this was just the first thought on my mind. I didn't write down, I didn't go crazy, but over the day, I started this like, I don't know, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, all day, I was like, oh man, that'd be a way cool way to do that. But okay, so let's say this. You got to find cars that are specific types or colors or body shapes. And those are actual transformers. And then when you find them, they go beep boop bop bop. And then they go into your like list of available like Autobots or Decepticons even. And then you could have the same basic system where you set up points that create Energon and you can show up with either Autobots or Decepticons. Dude, there are so many ways that could have been cool as fuck. And I like the fucking title Heavy Metal. That's super badass. Because
there would have been a
me.
lot of lawsuit over that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if you just called it Heavy Metal, like, what are you gonna do? Sue the entire genre? No.
Yeah, but I want to say, isn't there a band that goes by the name Heavy Metal or something?
No, there is a company that makes Heavy Metal magazine.
Okay, that might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, because remember they had 2 movies in the 80s. Well, they had one in the 80s and one
Yeah.
more recently. Anyway, I just think that idea is so cool. Could you imagine just like being in a Target and being like, oh shit, there's a Ford Mustang that is yellow. I have been because it's basically the highway game,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you go and you scan it, maybe if it's the grill or a side picture of it, and then you get Bumblebee for it, just picking a random example. That would be so fucking dope. So it's super fucking lame that not only did 90 people lose their jobs, but you somehow couldn't make an idea that is as much of an underhanded pitch as an AR game where you just find cars and go bloop. Like, and I also like was thinking, oh, well, then you could cheat the system, right? Like you just stand on the side of the road and they go blah, 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 and you just get them all. No, it would have to be like you put the picture in like the middle of the car or like whatever, it's got to be on the side. And then you just hover it and it goes, yep, you found this. This color is, and I think the color thing would have been the differentiating factor. So if it was Bumblebee, you'd find a yellow fucking Mustang. If it was Starscream, it would have to be a gray and blue. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that man, that could have been cool as shit. So yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for the team, but like you've had a couple of like again, how do you fuck up Catan? Seriously? On mobile?
That's the thing. Well, okay, in that case, to ask you one question even better, Shaman, how the fuck do you fuck up Last Airbender? The source material was right there the whole time. But yeah.
Xbox or fucking DBZ Evolution. Yeah, I get it. Like I get it. I just think that like part of that sucks because it feels like okay, Pikmin should work on a mobile device, right?
Yeah,
like you're just moving dudes with your finger, like that seems like it should be a relatively easy port. How the fuck do you fuck that up? But Pikmin, like even for Nintendo standards, Pikmin is not exactly a
huge
console seller.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
not a console seller.
Kratos just brought up the one thing that I was already thinking as far as a workaround of your concept there.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just look up the car online and take a photo of the hood that way, or the front grill?
So that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nuanced things as far as
well, I mean, but
workarounds
again,
and whatnot.
If this is like your dude, if I was working there, I would have come up with something.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I would have come. No, the first thought I had was show the license plate, and then I was like, oop, that's no,
No, that's bad.
that's not the answer. That's not the answer. But like I feel like there has to be an answer there. Like okay, what about this? What if it was a frame? So let's say the entire thing is at a 3/4 angle, something that like, so you see a green line for the specific car model, like that you'd have to like make sure that the car was in that frame, and
Interesting.
each one, like maybe that's an idea. And I'm just spitballing,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, just
But
interesting
again,
concepts to
right?
look at, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Right. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because I was like, fucking damn it.
Yep.
Because I love fucking Transformers. And to be honest, like I already said it, but like, I mean, dude, I love Niantic. Like, I don't know. So, anyways.
Is that all
right.
you had on Niantic?
That is all I have on that. Yep.
Oh, okay. In that case, I've got something that's different, but also Pokemon Go.
Okay.
In a attempt that, because obviously the pandemic's over, no one needs to do anything now anymore, right? It's all gone behind us.
Sure. Those people are coming back to life.
Yeah. Niantic is basically sitting here saying, hey, we want to get people out there and walking around again playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So the community days that they had before, they're now shortening them. They went from before being 6 hours, they're now down to 3 hours. But you can get them back up to 6 hours by actually going in person to wherever this community event is going on at the time. Not the greatest in mind, considering the company with Pokemon Go was very quick to adopt, hey, everyone's playing from home due to this whole COVID thing. They're now completely and totally reversing course. They're also raising the cost of the remote raid 3-pack tickets. I guess before it was like 250 in-game coins, and now it's 300. They're planning on removing, in the future at some point in time, removing remote raiding in total. So, yeah, why not? Let's just totally screw things over, because that's not a bad thing, right? Yeah. Like back to work or back to the office. That's the thing, is work for a lot of places now, they've proven, a lot of places, not only that I've worked personally, but a lot of places that other people have worked have proven that to the company themselves that, hey, we can work even with everybody being in complete and total remote locations. Hell, I work from right here, right where I'm sitting.
Unless you're working at Tesla.
Yes, there are the outlier companies that are like, oh no, you have to get back in the office, and like killing their people. But hey, those companies definitely deserve to fucking rot in hell.
Yeah.
Tesla. But yeah, basically Niantic long-term goal right now with Pokemon Go is get rid of everything
I know
that they put in place when COVID started. Because they
which
want
is
to
so
get
funny
people
because
out
so
and
many
together again.
So many other fucking companies have leaned into the like, but with something like that, how do you readjust with the base concept?
Well, for starters, I wouldn't sit there and be like, hey, you want to continue doing the remote rating? Guess what? We're getting rid of the single tickets and raising the cost on the 3-pack. I wouldn't do that for starters.
I certainly wouldn't either. You're not incorrect.
So
you are not incorrect.
And then also in the same paragraph, I probably think it was the very next sentence in the article, the person was quoted as sitting here saying, we're also planning on getting rid of remote rating, period.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you're
smart.
not only removing the single pack ticket, you're raising the cost of the triple pack, and you're telling me down the road I can't even use them.
And it's weird, like,
why am I going to give you money then?
and not to harp on it, but like it's not like fucking it was in 2017 even
Yeah, exactly.
for that. You know, like
Because you're
uh,
gullible.
Yep.
okay, it's very rude of your husband because you're gullible. Although to be fair, he's not wrong.
True. True.
Like, um, yeah,
Mm.
that's not the best. That is absolutely positively not the best. Um,
I will. I will.
so
Before I toss it
go
back
ahead.
over to you, I will do a quick
Mhm.
2 second upbeat one.
Sure.
GDQ just wrapped up this past week.
Yes,
3 million was raised.
that's
They
amazing.
broke the $3 million mark.
And was this
Doctors Without Borders.
that's so cool, man. That's
Mhm.
so cool. They've been working so hard for so many years, and to finally break that barrier is amazeballs.
Yep.
Like that is amazing. That
Yep.
is literally amazing. Um, God, I really want to go to one of those events.
Oh god, yeah. If I remember correctly, the winter one that is coming up is in Orlando. The winter ones are usually in Florida, I want to say, and I
Ooh.
think they've typically been in Orlando.
So does anybody want to go? Because I live here. Just put it out there. Um, Stream, you watched the Metroid Dread stream where they broke 2 mil? Hell yeah.
Nice,
Um,
nice. Yep.
hell yeah. Yeah, I haven't, I wasn't able to like, I'll come back. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like, yeah, dude, that could be hella fun.
Mhm.
That could be hella fun. Especially if it was, 3, 4 of us, like fucking chip in, like fucking, I'll sleep on the floor. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a shit. Cause I'm gonna get drunk as shit, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then I'm gonna wake up at like 2 in the morning, and those are the guys who I want to see. Like it's not the mainstays. I don't give a shit about the mainstays. I couldn't possibly watch one more just Metroid fucking goddamn fucking run. I don't give a
Mhm.
shit. But I would love to watch, some game that's in Japanese that I've never heard of before.
True. The awesome thing though with this, it was in Minnesota this past week as well.
Mhm.
It was live in person and remote.
Oh, that's cute. That's
They
such a good
did it
idea.
hybrid.
That's
They,
such a good
they
idea.
they didn't have a lot of remote runners, but they at least offered it to people who still weren't entirely comfortable about going to a
Sure,
convention center and
sure.
doing a run that way. So
I think that's the way. It should be.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I think they should always keep that option, frankly.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Why the hell not?
Yeah. It was very cool though, seeing how in person they were very conscious that some people are not fully comfortable getting out there, so everybody wore masks. Like literally it was a thing of you walk in to go to the GDQ event, you had to have a mask, period, end of story.
Yeah. That's how CEO was
Yeah.
the week prior too.
And they also had all the chairs set out for the audience, but they were all 6 feet apart.
Nice.
So it was
Nice.
like, okay, that's actually really kind of cool.
Yeah, the like arena that CEO was in was so big that I was like, is there like nobody there? Because whenever the camera would pan around, there was like a bunch of people around the center stage and like the come up stage, but like there was so many like not nosebleed, but like second deck
Mhm.
floors that were completely empty. I was like, shit, I should have
Wow.
gone. I could have been because I don't mind sitting. I went and saw fucking Iron Maiden in literally the last row in the back of the goddamn arena. Was still stoked to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit.
Mm,
Like, I'm just there to fucking yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
That'd be sweet. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we could even shoot something while we're there. That'd be fun. Just putting it out there. I have a
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
Um,
And on to
alright,
you.
okay. So here's another fucking super cool one. Wait, how many do you have left? Almost at
Um,
130
one,
almost.
two, three, four, and two very quick ones.
Sorry, a Doom track just came on, like a remix Doom track, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Nice.
well, why don't you go again? And
Okay.
then because actually, you know what? Never mind. I lied.
Okay, fine.
Because I actually forgot that it had 2 pages. So let's do another one that kind of goes to awesome, cool shit.
Cool. Cool.
Um, so We will not talk about this much because, as much as I would like to, I don't like to do this. We try our best to be as non-political on this
Mhm.
show,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But with Roe v. Wade being overturned, also, I'm just gonna do this real quick. What the fuck? All right, cool. I'm done with it. Fine. Okay, it's fine. I really cannot believe we are regressing this badly. But anyways, um, um, a indie bundle has popped up called the Indie Bundle for Abortion Funds, and it is offering over 750 items. Most of them are games. For a minimum donation of $10. I already went. I already gave them $10. I'm fucking broke, and I gave them $10. They are trying to. Well, hold on. All the money raised will go directly to the National Network for Abortion Funds Collective Power Fund. Basically, it's a group that is like, dude, seriously, what the fuck is going on, America? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. But seriously, what the fuck is going on? Anyways,
Yeah.
at the time, this was 2 days ago. The bundle has already raised $101,000, around 83,000 UK dollars, because this is a UK collective.
Okay. Where
Which
is
makes
it, by the way?
what do you mean?
Like humble or like what?
Oh, no. I'll get into that.
Okay.
That's the weird part. You can just Google indie bundle for abortion funds. Just Google that; it will come up. It's a weird website, but fuck that. Their goal is $200,000. There's 9.5 days. 9 days now, probably. Yeah, just give him the fucking $10. For the love of God, dude. Human rights at this point. Like, seriously, are we still arguing over this? Anyways, I know. I know. I'm trying my absolute fucking damnedest. And as a gay man, like, dude, we do really good not bringing up this shit, right? Like, we try to be as facts oriented as we can, but like this one really. Actually, all this shit chaps my ass. But moving on. Okay. So, this also includes Hypnospace Outlaw, the Sweet Camping Trip Wide Ocean Big Jacket. I have not fucking played that, but that sounds hilarious to me, and I'm definitely gonna check it out. Like, that is really crazy. Sweet Death Trip to a Mortician's Trail, which I am definitely gonna fucking play. A Mortician's Trail, that sounds amazing to me. Winsill, the puzzle game, also included. Playable alphabet metamorphobit. So it's like a Scrabble thing that changes. Okay, like there's so much shit in this. I was just like trying to like pick stuff, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
lots of cool random shit in here. A wobbly platformer. The floor is jelly. That to me sounds hilarious. Could be fun as hell. Like, okay. And again, I don't want to say this again, but Hypnospace Outlaw, I have been looking at that game for a very long time. I think 2018 it won Rock Paper Shotgun's Game of the Year.
Hypnospace Kratos, just out of curiosity, I know I gifted to you because you had won it some sort of weird like psychedelic game. I want to say that was the game, but I could be wrong, because I know you told me your wife walked in one time and you're like, she just asked, what the hell is this? And you were like, don't ask.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be that. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, there. I'm done. Go
ahead. One game that I just saw that's in there, Cat Lateral Damage.
Yep. Fun game.
You literally play as a cat, and you're supposed to knock shit off the shelves.
Yep.
Yes.
That came out in like 2017 or 2018, and I thought that game was fun as fuck. I thought it was ridiculously ridiculous, and I think it's really funny.
Oh, hell yeah.
So if you have an extra $10 and you are out there, just Google indie bundle for abortion funds. I love this. I love this so much. This is like, what was the other one that came up a couple of months ago? There was another indie bundle for something that we were both like, dude, just give him the $10.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was for. It was again through itch.io, because this one's is through itch.io as well. Yep. And seriously, it's just awesome for so many. Oh yeah, it was Ukraine Relief Bundle.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
It is nuts.
So bad of a year that we are like literally losing track of this shit. Do you understand how fucking insane that is? Like, what the fuck universe are we living in? I feel like somewhere along the lines, as soon as Loki split the fucking timeline, we ended up going down a bad path.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Anyways, man, that makes me mad somehow. And not even somehow, because I'm a fucking human with empathy. Like,
yes,
what
very much so.
Fuck, dude?
Very much so, dude.
So, they are doing another one, and it is, again, give them $10. If you have $10, give them $10.
Yeah.
For the love of.
Oh yeah.
This is a really good cause, and like,
and it's not just games. It's books. It's all sorts of things that are sold on itch.io, or even just appear on itch.io.
Right. It's 750 things.
Yeah.
Like, dude, looking at 750 things, even if you picked, I don't know, an eighth of that, you would still be like, holy shit, this is a good fucking deal for $10.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, and thank you for putting that in my chat, by the way.
No problem.
Yeah, like, good God, man. So, anyways, Desktop Goose. Yep. Like, I this is for a legit good fucking cause. Like, can us, the sensible people, at one point or another, fucking have enough of us that these fucking shitlord humans have to be the minority? Can we please try this? Please.
Please.
Like, if you're here and you're watching us, like, you gotta have some level of that, like, inside of you. There's no way that you would be here listening to these two fucks, like, do what we do every week. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna morph a bit. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. I'm gonna do the 2 pick-me-ups that I've got.
More pick-me-ups? Yeah, you love
I've got 2 more.
I've got 2 more as well. Oh wait, actually, no, I got 2 more.
No, I've got 2 more pick-me-ups. I
got 2 more pick-me-ups too.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. Good week.
Yeah.
Good week for us. Bad week for fucking humanity.
Yeah. All right. Most of you already know June was, unfortunately, being that it's over, June was Pride Month.
Yep.
Well, apparently during the month of June, Xbox went a little bit on the sly in their controller lab, and I didn't see this article until June 25th. They released 3 controllers that were Pride themed. Like rainbow vomit everywhere, all over the controller, and it wasn't horribly designed either as far as the aesthetic of it. They all actually looked pretty dang good, considering it was rainbows everywhere. So, very cool on them for that.
Yep.
The other pick-me-up that I'm going to go into here, believe it or not, this one is kind of a weird source as to where I got it from. This one is actually from a tweet from George Takei.
Oh, I love him. God, I love him.
Yes. Basically what this is a dad has his daughter here who is, I believe, wheelchair bound because she suffers from.
I saw this story. I can't believe you're fucking so awesome to pick this up. Thank you for picking this
Dude,
up.
there was no way I was gonna let this one slide. There
Dude,
was
I saw
no way.
I saw it on Twitter, and I was with my aunt, and I showed my aunt, and I kind of explained what like it was. She started going, and as soon as she started doing it, I was like, okay, just please. All right.
Do you mind if I share it though? Put it up on screen?
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Share screen. Boop. Do that. And I'm just gonna let this play. Unfortunately, there's no audio to it. It's just you gotta read the whole thing.
Okay,
Well, music audio, but
I gotta, dude. I do not know what is going on with fucking.
yeah.
Dude,
She unfortunately suffers from hereditary spastic paraplegia. So she's unfortunately wheelchair bound. What we've got right here that you can see is there is the Microsoft adaptability controller.
Can you change this from 1080 to 60 to do 720? Because I don't know what it is. I boosted my server just so the fucking stream would work better, and it still is kind of shit. The fucking
okay,
streaming,
I'm not seeing how do I change that.
Right click, I'm assuming. I don't remember. We had to deal with this the other day too. So fucking annoying.
Stream quality.
There we go. Okay, go ahead.
You got okay.
Yep.
But yeah, what we got here is we've got the Microsoft adaptive controller here, where you can plug in all sorts of crap into it. Still okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That is just so annoying.
And what the daughter is doing is she's sitting here playing Breath of the Wild on the Wii. The father has rigged up 2 arcade sticks with 8 buttons on each side of the controller and wired all this up himself to allow his daughter to be able to play games with her friends, because that's what she was saying she was missing out on. She wished she could play games with her friends and yada yada, all that.
So cute, dude.
She can do this now because the way the adaptive controller
she had
is
cerebral palsy, right?
I
know it was a neurological
past it.
Like, dude, the fact that this father would go so far as to hardwire something so that she could play, dude, that is some fucking wholesome, heartwarming shit. Seriously, it made my aunt cry, and then I was like, no, it was like son, and like no, I just cried. I was like, dude, I'm like, I'm not gonna be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that shit is so goddamn cute, and the amount of work that he had to put into this mod, like,
well, see, that's the thing is with the Microsoft controller there, it's not really like the modding he did was the hardware of the actual sticks and the buttons.
Right. And that was from that accessibility program, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Like you got to give it to Microsoft. They really give a shit. Do you remember like oh my god, I don't even remember when this was, 9 months ago when we were talking about that dude who was so paraplegic that he had to lay flat and he had like one like half arm and he was able to play Forza and he was like, this actually works. Like, dude, that's the kind of shit that I want to see from like a major like corporation kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a story that can go into this afterwards.
Well, I was gonna say,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Here's the big thing. I don't know if you caught on or if anyone else caught on about this yet. This is the Microsoft, the Xbox adaptive controller.
Right.
She's playing Breath of the Wild. Switch.
Right. Which is
the
adorable.
Father literally just took the cord, plugged it into the Switch, bam, worked. That's how freaking awesome this is.
Yeah. No, that is absolutely badass. That is absolutely badass. Seriously. Ugh, I'm so annoyed this fucking thing can't stream. I like fucking Discord, dude.
Sorry.
No, it's not you. It's
I know,
Discord.
I know.
Um, anyways, um,
Feels like all the internet's running sluggish tonight. Yeah.
um, so I have something that can go directly into this
Cool.
next one.
Very cool.
Okay. So, where is it? There it is. Nope, that is not it. There it is. So, okay. I'm not gonna make a big thing about this. I don't even know if you know this. Do you know I'm dyslexic?
I have a feeling I know. Like you told me in the past, but
Okay, it's completely fair.
yeah.
I'm dyslexic. I don't really like, you know, it's me. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. I care about my friends. Anyways, Disco Elysium just dropped a free update, and I was today years old when I found out that. Did you know that there is an entire font that is made for dyslexic people so that you can be helped with your brain not flipping things?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know this. I legitimately today found this out.
Very
So
cool.
Disco Elysium, a game that I love and I'm totally gonna play on fucking stream, added a free update yesterday to basically make it easier for people with dyslexia to read. It is called Open Dyslexic Typeface. So it's literally like, Arial font, fucking new, fucking, what's the stupid cartoon bubble one? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So it's just a typeface that basically has it overextend some letters so that dyslexic people will recognize not to flip them. So if it's an L and an I next together, an I and an E next together, they hyper exaggerate some of the font so that your brain will be less likely to do the dyslexic thing. So Comic Sans, thank you. So like I didn't know this fucking existed. I like legitimately Alex Quino, the horrible brain person. I'm actually gonna go look. But here's the other thing. It also works for a bunch of other languages that are like kind of English based with their lettering. So like Spanish and stuff like that. Like the lettering is still the same. It totally works. So
cool.
Open Dyslexic totally works for that. So Russian and Korean have their own version of Open Dyslexic, which I didn't know. Right? And they put it in, which is super fucking top.
Nice.
So this is the quote. It was created to help with some of the symptoms of dyslexia, with letters shaped to help readers recognize the correct letter and prevent swapping and flipping letters. So I literally today found this out, and I'm like gonna go and fucking download some shit that I can like put maybe, I don't know, as an add-on to Chrome or Opera or whatever. But this is from the team. The team said these fonts were chosen after careful consideration and consultations with translation teams and academics. But as always, feedback is welcome. It's important, especially for a game with over 1 million words, that we continue to make improvements to ensure everyone can have the best user experience during their time in Reykjavik, which is the city. Dude,
Cool.
I legitimately didn't know this was a thing. Yeah. I have been dyslexic for fucking 43 years. I didn't even know this fucking typeface existed until today because of this show.
Definitely very cool. By the way, also in your chat, I threw a link to opendyslexic.org.
Thank you.
And the font, I believe, is right there for you to download.
Thank you. Because I'm going to fucking do that. Like that's fucking crazy to me.
Dyslexic.
Yeah.
Me, motherfucker.
He is.
Who's a fat old man? You, motherfucker.
Alex is.
That was funny. That was funny.
Wow, you're being a salty bitch tonight.
I am a little bit mad because, like,
that's fine though.
There was a little bit of salt behind that, but it's not true. I think he's a teddy bear human.
I know.
But like, legitimately, like, that's fucked up. I can't believe that, like, video gaming gave me that.
Yeah.
That was free information that I legit didn't
Didn't
know.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, I'm 43 and I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be like, good.
I was gonna say, I think part of the reason why, like, when you asked, did I know that you were dyslexic? I think you told me back when we were growing up, and I was just like, man, you're still my friend. I don't give a crap.
Fair. That's fair. And honestly, like, it's not like dyslexia. All it does is affect me,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't have to come up to my parents like I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and by the way, my parents would have been like, just spell better, which is basically what they said to me when in 5th grade. Like, that was basically what they said to me. Just spell better. Okay. I should study more, apparently.
Wish it worked that way.
Yeah. I guess I should just study more. Man, I'm bad at this. Like, eh. And then, like, years later, I'm like, oh, there was actually people that actually, like, work on this shit. Okay.
Hmm.
It's fun. But yeah, I thought that was great. And, like, what a cool fucking thing for them to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is such a highly dialogue heavy game.
Mhm.
That's amazing. That is a really truly amazing thing. You are breathing all over my hip right now, bruv. I love you more than anything, but nope. And he's touching my chair. Okay, okay. It's just dyslexia. I can live. I have for so long. I know. I got it. Oh man, your breath smells. All right. So, okay. There's just a little bit of like fuzz. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. That was just like another one of those like examples of like this is why we like gaming.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the consideration that this team took in to add that, they didn't have to. I've never heard of another game doing this ever in these many years. Like I've never heard of a company giving a shit that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
anyways,
again, it's just one more step in that
inclusive.
gaming is trying to include everybody, as many people as possible.
Right.
So
Right.
that's awesome.
We're all different. Can we just try to do? And this is a fucking font. You
Yeah.
know, like. So I kind of feel like now that Disco Elysium has done this, kind of everybody should have this. It's like colorblind mode. Why did it take so fucking long for people to add colorblind mode? Just add fucking colorblind mode. It's changing colors. Like, anyways.
And there is also a plugin for Chrome and all sorts of other browsers. If you just Google open dyslexic font, there's opendyslexic.org right at the top, and then there's like Wikipedia, Chrome extension, all sorts of other stuff. So
that is going to make my life so much fucking slightly easier because I'm so tired of having to do this. Weird. That's one of the words that always gets me. WIRD. Nope, that's the other way around. ERD. Got it. Okay, next one. Like, dude, it's just annoying.
Yep,
that's amazing.
Totally hear you.
Thank you.
See, got your back.
I know it, baby.
Yeah,
and I got yours. Come on,
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, you next.
Alrighty. Yeah, you know what? We started in the beginning of the show. Let's do it again. It's time to rag on Blizzard.
Yay!
Not did you ever do that.
Except this time it's about Overwatch 2, for which they have a actual hard release date. It is October 4th. And by the way, also when October 4th rolls around, prepare for Overwatch 1 to disappear.
Yeah, I didn't really want to have this conversation, but I kind of want to have this conversation. Yep. Okay, let's go.
They're literally basically they are sitting there going, hey, we're just going to deactivate Overwatch 1 and there's Overwatch 2. Go buy it. And it's like, what the
So that's
fuck?
not exactly what it is.
True. That is paraphrasing. That is paraphrasing. Yes. I will say this though, during a recent Reddit AMA, the game director Aaron Keller confirms that Overwatch 2 will replace Overwatch 1, meaning it's going to be shut down. They didn't specify much in they're spinning down Overwatch 1 as far as clarity.
Hey, you enough.
apparently Overwatch 2 will be changing a whole bunch of things, including just the base playstyle from 6v6 to 5v5. Um, personally, I find it very shitty that they're spinning down Overwatch 1, because, well, unless you make Overwatch 2 that much of a blockbuster to regain everyone's lost faith between now and October, you're just adding more fuel to the fire for people to hate you.
I like, honestly, like, this is so. I was talking to a buddy who plays Overwatch. I feel like I kind of want to argue on both sides of the fence here.
Okay.
One, what they are saying is that Overwatch 1 servers are still going to remain up, but they don't give a shit anymore. They're just moving on.
Okay.
There's no new updates, there's no new characters. But if you want to play Overwatch, it's still going to be available. But the biggest thing that they were basically saying is there's going to be a whole story mode. And why the shit does anybody think that? Yeah, okay, thank you. All right. I thought I was the only person there.
And I'm usually the type of person who, in the early days of Call of Duty, for the all of 2 Call of Duties that I have, actually played the story mode.
Right. Sure.
And I'm sitting here not giving a shit about Overwatch 2 story. So
right, because there was never really a story. It was just cute little characters and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to argue both sides. One, okay, at least they're keeping the servers up. 2, that means you're playing a dead game. And to be honest, they've already been killing that game for 3 years.
Yeah.
But I think that the other and most important thing is they're like trying to rationale it is like, oh, it's gonna have single player campaign and like a new mode, which is still kind of just pushing the payload.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have no horse in this race. Overwatch came and went, and now I just kind of don't care.
Yeah.
So I want to agree with it makes sense to stop doing Overwatch 1, right? Like they are trying to full blow, like move into the next one. But at the same time, all of this still feels like Overwatch 1.5.
Yeah, it does.
You could have added any of this shit. You could have changed the number of characters.
Yeah.
5v5.
Oh, easily.
Uncheck 2 flags. Done.
Well, I mean, not even that. Just have a 6v6 matchmaking and a 5v5.
Right. Sure, you could even do that. So I don't know. Like, it sucks, kind of, but like the Overwatch people are like, I don't want to say cultists, but kind of cultists. If you're still playing Overwatch, you're kind of a cultist. Like, it's like I am a Rainbow Six kid. Even I go, I'm kind of a cultist. Like, so, so yeah, I don't know. This is who gives a shit to me. We have 7 minutes.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one super quick. So a buddy of mine, his name is Ricky. Shout out to Ricky. Just sent me a picture of an email that he received from Microsoft. And the email stated, and I have not seen a single news report about this yet. Starting October 1st, this is a direct quote. Starting October 1st, the game's monthly pass provided to Xbox Game Pass and Ultimate or Xbox Live Gold members via Game Pass with Gold will no longer include 360 titles. So, as of October, no more 360 shit. I have been bitching about that for an entire console generation, but fine. At least we're here now. So basically, literally, there's just no longer going to be free 360 games on games with gold when you have just, Xbox Live Gold. And they will no longer be putting 360 games in the Game Pass, even though I literally can't think of a single 360 game that they put on Game Pass in like 2 years. So yeah. Who is still playing a 360?
Yeah, understandable.
Right?
I mean, it's mainly the hey, I want to go back and play this kind of nostalgia thing.
Right. But if you wanted to play something, you would already own it. You wouldn't be waiting for it free
True,
on
very true.
games for fucking gold. So I don't know. That to me was kind of like a okay, like whatever. But I just wanted to bring it up. So as of October, no more of that shit. But that also means that let's see, July, August, September, October. So 2 more months. So in these 2 months, there could still be a 360 game that you don't give a shit about and you don't want to play, and it could be on Games with Gold. This would have been a much more like cool announcement. They were like, next month, no more.
Yeah.
Now we got 2 more months where they're gonna cram in some shitty copy of Heavy fucking Machinery on.
Yeah. Who knows?
Heavy
Who
Weapons.
knows? All right. Let's see here. Probably. I don't know. Maybe we have time for another one or something. I don't know.
We got time for more.
Yeah. Pardon me. Creator of Stardew Valley, Concerned Ape. He's been getting questions in regards to his upcoming game, Haunted Chocolatier.
Yeah, there we go.
There is apparently a link between them that they're in the same world, but not directly connected.
Like the DCEU.
Well, not really that. Like, okay, the one is happening over in Stardew's obviously happening in Stardew Valley. Haunted Chocolatier is happening in like New York City, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Same world, just different sections of the country, world, continent, whatever you want to call it. There's at the very least a mention to the other in the upcoming patch for Stardew Valley, as well as going to be in Haunted Chocolatier, but there's not necessarily direct crossover play or much more than, hey, for a relaxing vacation, go to Stardew Valley. I just had a great time there. Yeah, I mean, that's about it as far as like the crossover is going to be. With that being mainly because the simple fact of he says he wants Haunted Chocolatier to have its own identity and not just ride Stardew Valley coattails.
Yeah, which, that makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Short and sweet.
All right.
Wondering if you saw that one chocolate in there.
I'm like the king of fucking shitty dad jokes. All right. All right, so we done?
I mean, I've got 2 more, but it doesn't matter. They can roll off the list.
Yeah, all right, I'll do this last one super fast. Super fast. So a couple months ago, a bunch of people tried to. They have been trying to replicate all Super Nintendo instruction manuals.
Ooh.
And the project, as of July 2022, has completed. So led by the streamer and archivist Peebs, also with help with Arkness, Buffalo Joe, Timber, and Super NES Central, and Grant Kirkhart. They have now digitally archived every single North American /PAL version. So every English version of every single instruction manual for the Super Nintendo.
Very cool.
It is over 600 game instruction manuals. So if anyone is ever looking for an instruction manual that is on the Super Nintendo, you can now find it. You can actually literally Google it. It will bring you right there, which is really cool. I think that we talk about all the time. conserve, save like the heritage that we have. So it's really, really cool. Some of them, because they are North American and PAL, the art for the front of the manual will be different.
Yep.
They found them all. They found every single one.
Very cool.
Yep. Also, that dude Peebs, who's the leader of this, he's trying to work his way through the entire SNES library, and now he's only got 47 left.
Damn. Very cool.
Every single one on stream.
Very
That
cool.
is nuts.
Yeah.
That is nutter butters. But yeah, I just thought that was amazing.
Okay. Last one that I just realized that I do want to actually mention. FromSoft, makers of the Souls games, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. They are getting ready to release a Elden Ring DLC soon.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Hey, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
They're also getting ready to release their next game as well. Not Soulsborne related at all. It's actually the next in the Armored Core franchise. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it will sell like poop.
On top of that, they're ramping up hiring for multiple projects. So whether it be Bloodborne 2, port of something, another, like maybe they bring back Chrome Hounds. That's never gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
it's not.
Let's be realistic here.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
But just the simple fact of they're ramping up hiring for multiple projects. It's like, very cool, interesting.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Let's get the hell out of here. We can say goodbye to each other.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye, Rich's stream.
Bye, Alex's stream. Alrighty, guys. That is it for me tonight. That is all for the talk show. I hope you had a wonderful time here, as we always do. With that being said, it is now July. I have taken a nice relaxing month of June off and part of July here, mainly just because time was kind of acting a little weird there, and GDQ started at the very beginning of July, so I said, hey, I'm gonna watch GDQ. But needless to say, I'm going to start streaming again tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to start in on Raft. So if you guys have Raft and want to join me, by all means, please feel free. Let me know, jump on in, and we will wander around the ocean together and hopefully not die to Bruce. Because Bruce is always out there trying to tear apart our raft and kill us and things like that. And who wants to get eaten by a shark? I don't think anyone does. But that is it, guys. I will catch you all later. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow. And with that, have a good one. Bye.